All right. My name is Justin Hickman. I'm with GwtDB, and today I'm going to continue with the GwtDB index searches. When we left off yesterday, I was in the process of creating some unit tests, and I did some migration. So I have the test data creator now. This is to pull the CSV because I had some other tests that I wanted to execute, and those required the CSV data, and one of those was the query planner test, and that's the one that we were going with yesterday. So I was taking a look at some of the different types of queries with indexes. So let's just run through the test as we have it now. I'm going to go ahead and execute it just to make sure that it works at the time. Make sure that I get the green bar to start with before we start changing any more code. So the before each test, we're basically creating a new instance of the query planner. I'm just creating an ID generator, creating an ID index, and that is basically just a unique index on the ID field. And I just have a normal value extractor. And then I create the people, which is the CSV, and this is just running through all 1000 lines or 1001 lines, depending on what I did. I can't remember. I think I may have added an additional line at the very end, just with some repeated data, just for the concept. And then for each one of those, I'm setting an ID from the ID generator, and I'm adding the index to the ID index. So the very first one, let's do test simple. This one's a very simple one where it's just going to do a query for the first name being Noreen, and we assert that there's 3 of those in the index, and that is successful. Very simple. And then we try a more complex example where we have an AND between 2 expressions, and this is really no different than putting these 2 expressions on the outside. The only reason I did this is so that I can demonstrate an OR versus an AND. So here we're doing the first name is greater than Yuma and the age is greater than 50. And with that one, there were exactly 4 people. And I can actually look at the Mongo database to verify all of this, and it looks like I haven't started it since my reboot earlier. Let's go ahead and start up Mongo Compass. There we go, connecting in. I should be able to see the people. Still getting a weird lag in my mouse, and I'm not entirely sure why. Hopefully that's not translating to stream. So here, I don't want to install right now. We're going to do an and an and takes an array of objects. And the first one that I want to do is first name greater than Yuma, and age greater than, what did I say? 50. Let's execute that, and we can see that we got 4 people back in the Mongo query. And since I'm using the exact same data in my tests, all of the other results should be the same. And then if I were to switch this to an OR, and it does look like I modified the query a little bit. So greater than Yuma, age is greater than 99. And I think that was just to reduce the number of records that we got back. And looks like we get 18 over here. And in my test, I'm expecting 18. And since it was successful, we know that it actually worked. So then I needed to test this one. Because of the fact that our GWT database is actually using a wrapped type, it's actually using a bean wrapper, JavaScript bean wrapper. We have to be able to do our indexes a little bit differently. And in here, I basically modified the index so that I can specify a path using like a directory structure. So this one allows us to, even though the value extractor is prefixing with data, because of the fact that I'm going up a level and then saying ID, it's actually going to be the sibling of data that this particular index is on. And that was a little bit easier for me to accomplish rather than trying to change how the other queries worked whenever you're doing queries basically to rooting off of a certain path. If you're not familiar with chroot, that's a Linux thing. So that one seems to work. So I have my ID index, but then I also create another index on the first name and age. I go ahead and create new wrappers, which basically is a simple class that takes the person, grabs the ID out of it, basically to simulate what we're going to have on the GWT database client side. And then for each one of those, I'm adding it to the ID index, and I'm also adding the same wrapper object to the first name age index. Create a new query planner here. Create a simple selector where I am selecting first name Noreen, age 12, and this one I expected one result, and I did get that. And the only reason I did this one is to make sure that it actually hit the first name age index before it actually scanned the full result set. And then I create another one that only looks at first name. So this one's not going to hit the first name age index. It's going to go against the ID index. And for that one, I was able to get 3 results with that particular selector, even though it had to query 1,000 elements that's in the index right now. So that works out really well. I did a little bit of cleanup. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other changes that I made. Not just a few, I made quite a few actually. We do need to test other queries such as in. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do in yet, because technically in is a comparison. Not sure how we're going to get the end, the start and end values. That one's going to be weird. Equals, that one we just, I think some of this was part of the refactoring that we did yesterday. Let me see if I can find something that was modified after the stream. That one is actually not needed anymore. Base index, was that it? Yeah, I was experimenting with different options, and I created another extractor for querying all, which I didn't really need. So let's go ahead and make sure that I removed all of those references since it's no longer needed. This is all used for. Now it's in the other search range. I still need, I don't think I actually need to do this anymore because in the query planner. Oh, there's a query planner test. For some reason, it doesn't look like it's highlighted in this particular theme. In here for the find simple, once we exhaust all of the indexes for this simple selector, if it exists, I go ahead and search that particular index. Otherwise, I search on the ID index, doing a search all. With the search all, that was actually a little bit easier than the search with the simple selector, because all we have to do is grab all of the items in the tree, map those to their appropriate values. I don't know if I need a flatten anymore. Actually, I think I do, because of the fact that it will return arrays, because some of the indexes are going to be non-unique, and those are going to return array lists of the objects. So we still need to flatten. For any of the unique indexes, the flatten's pretty simple. That one for the unique index is just returning the stream that you pass in. So very, very simple. And then we run the subsequent filter, and this is basically just to filter off anything that the initial search wasn't able to figure out. For some reason, this looks a little wrong. Oh, that's right. Because searching all, we're not actually reducing from the indexes. We're just grabbing all of them, and then we just run the filter across all of the items, and then we collect all of their results in a list, and that's it. So in that particular case, I think we can probably get rid of the all. Query. Let's see, where is that? It's right here. I don't think that we need this anymore. So now we only have the comparison operator. Because of the fact that this is a simple selector, we really only know about comparison operators. Anything else we should probably log or throw a illegal argument exception. But let's go ahead and go through all of this, and we'll probably go ahead and commit this. Don't need that anymore, because this is a simple selector now, so we only know about the comparison operators, as a simple selector only holds comparison operators. I'm not entirely sure what that Boolean was for. Because it's not actually used. That could be a future refactoring. I don't want to break anything right now. All right. That looks good to me. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of these. And for the most part, they're probably good to go. Yeah. I did get rid of the JS interop value extractor. I did modify that some. So I have the value extractor interface, but then I created two subclasses. One is the base value extractor, and this is going to have all of the common stuff as well as the client implementation. But then I subclass this into the value extractor impl, and this is the JVM one that can work in unit tests. And here I throw on the GWT incompatible so that this gets removed from the from the other client code whenever it's getting transpiled. Same thing with the get property value, since this is actually using reflection to grab all of that stuff. So all of the client side is using JavaScript objects. So that works out pretty well. Then I only have to instantiate a single class, since there's only one implementation of it. That's the only one that I can instantiate. So let's go ahead and commit this. That's good enough. And right now this is only a private repository. At some point I'll have to push this somewhere. So I guess we can start looking at maybe like an in test. So if I were to do an in, let's go ahead and do that here. Let's look at some of the names, like Robinson. So if I did first name in, I think this is an array of values. I think this has to be inside of a object. Yeah, Noreen Robinson. Eves. Noreen Robinson Eves. So there were 5. Yeah. All right. That's probably a good set to use as a unit test. I always like to see what the output should be before I start writing the code for it. I'm not going to use an index for this, so collections, empty list. Oh, I should probably support null. Yeah, let's support null. Then a search create, and this is going to be a search of a person. All right. So what I want to do is in the other selector, I need to add an in operator for first name. First name in, and I can specify these 3. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste it from here. Of course, this isn't going to work because I haven't implemented it yet. But let's go ahead and come over here. I'm going to pin that tab so it doesn't go away. Let's execute it and see what happens. All right, here we go. Cannot invoke stream because indexes is null. Oh, because I didn't support null. Is this the only place that uses that? Looks like it. I probably need to look through all of these indexes. I could always just do this in the only public method here, so I can do like an optional operation, optional of nullable, or else collection empty list, collections empty list. That way I don't have to worry about it. Not a big fan of null. There we go. All right, so string cannot be cast out. Yeah. See, this is gonna be where it's gonna really suck. Because I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna work. How am I going to do a test on a value? See, and this is going to be the hard part, because really it's an in is like three queries ORed together, right? Because it's taken a union of three different queries. If I were to go across the first name this way, it's very difficult to come up with a range that's optimal. We don't want to alphabetize these or order these in any particular way based upon where they would exist in the filter, because that's not going to be good. Because if we had like aardvark and zebra, but then it has like 2 million records in between those alphabetically, and aardvark and zebra were two of the three in the list, obviously that would cause all 1 million records to actually be inspected. But if I were to explain this plan, oops, we can see that it was able to return 5 records. Not entirely sure how it's able to do that, because it didn't use any. I guess it did use the index here. I need to remember how this works. So this did use the first name age index. I wonder if it's just fetching them individually. I'm not entirely sure how to do that without doing multiple calls on the index. So that's a complex. So if I do a find, this is going to go in as a simple, because whenever I create this and it's creating this single operator and it sees that it's a comparison operator, it's going to think, hey, this is a simple one. You know, I could. This might be interesting. I know that I have the in here. What if we were to do something a little bit different? So maybe in the build. Oh, that's not going to work. This is only going to work for the other top level, but if I have an in buried somewhere, what I was thinking was, what if we were to convert the in into an OR operator consisting of equals, then it would be able to do a union of all of those, which isn't a bad idea. Maybe I'm going to end up having to do that in the other query planner. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that in the query planner. How can I do that easily? We have this find that's going to this find, and this find is just checking to see if it's a simple selector, and it'll throw it to simple, otherwise it'll go to complex. If it's a complex, here we are basically creating a new selector from an expression, which, since we're using the selector builder, yeah, this could work. So I guess it doesn't really matter if it's deeply nested, because I can convert those an in into multiple, like an and of multiple equals, or a or of multiple equals. Yeah, let me try that. This only supports a so this is a comparison operator of a list, and of course I don't have anything that's testing this. And it's like, hey, I need to convert a string into this, so that's not going to work. I'm not entirely sure how to run that test. I guess it doesn't matter, because once it gets to the query plan, yeah, let's go ahead and do it, and let's see if it works. So I'm going to go to the selector builder, and here the operators. We're streaming it twice, which isn't really necessary, right? Well, we do have to convert them as their appropriate types. Otherwise, we won't be able to pass it to the simple selector. I don't want to run through it a third time. That would be weird, right? I think it's in the same package. They are. Could have a package private constructor, maybe. All right, so for each operator, this is a weird song. That's funny. Yeah, the song is actually called Electric Cringe. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of cringy. Let's see. Return null. So what I want to do... How do I do this? if the operator instance of in and this has to be some sort of value, not nested operators. So just like the ones in MongoDB. So if I take a look at the documentation for in, it's value, 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 but not any nested operators. So it would be up to the developer to figure out how they would want to do a group of other operators. Trying to figure out how to do this. So if we have these values, we're wanting to convert into a new OR operator with a collection of expressions or other operators, and that's going to be and these are going to be equal to val. Of course, I should probably just do an in, and do a cast a single time, because this is ugly otherwise. Alright, so then we're streaming through all of that, and then we can collect to a list. Or does it matter? Yeah, it needs to be ordered. Does it? It might not need to be ordered. Does that make sense? So all this is doing is whenever I'm building the selector, this is a shallow fetch where it's going through all of the operators added here, because we're assuming that the query planner for the complex operators are going to convert their children using a selector builder. So it'll go through here for the deeply nested. So particular case, we are converting an in to an or containing multiple expressions. And we don't really need to do that. Streamline this a little bit. All right, so then that one's the only one that we're converting. Is complex. All right. The only reason I'm doing this is because I need to be able to peek at the operator, and if the operator instance of logical operator is complex, set true. So if any operator is a logical operator, it's going to set the is complex to true. And here we can collect, I don't know why it tries to do a list by default, or a set. There we go. Converted operators. All right, so then if is complex, then we can use the converted operators. I think we still have to do this for the simple selector. But it is going through the converted operator, so it is, oh. Well, if it, oh, that's a good point, because of the fact that even though we converted it, then we're peeking at the next step in the stream, and that becomes a logical operator if there's an in operator. So even though an in operator is a comparator, we don't have to worry about it here. Let's go ahead and run that and see if it breaks. What? That actually worked. All right, so it converted this in to an or with multiple build requests. So then it's going to break that out into whenever I do an or, it is going through all of the operators from the or operator, and I'm grabbing the result and I'm doing an add all. So it's basically just adding a union of all of these, and since it's a set, repeated ones aren't added. For the AND operator, I am doing an intersection, and it's slow as crap the way I'm doing it. Basically, I have collection A, collection B. If collection A is empty, I just return a new hash set of B. Otherwise, I stream through A, say it's distinct, I filter for anything that's contained in B, and then I return a set after that. And that's quick and simple way to do an intersection of two collections. So this actually works. And that didn't take that long at all. Of course, it's only running on 1,000 bits of data. But yeah, that is really cool. What other operators have I not done? Nor and or. I guess we can crank out the last of the these logical operators. here's the all. This one we actually need to get rid of. Yeah, so this is no use now. Eventually, this will probably be an array operand, just as it is here, where it's a array query operator. There's an all, which basically just goes through all of these values to make sure that it contains all of them in a field. Why is my and here? Oops. Apparently I put some of the operators in this other package. Did I do any others? Looks like those were the only two. Let's just make sure. Let's look at all of the operators here. You have equals, less than, or equal. Equals, less than, or equal. Greater than, or equal. Yeah. In, that's in there. Then over here we have and or. And that is a logical operator. And we also have a comparison. Okay. So we have all of those now. So what I want to do, let's go ahead and copy and paste this class to nor. And not. Not. So yeah, we have a nor and a not. Let's see how those are going to work. Yeah, that's going to be annoying. Yeah, that's a little different because the and or, the syntax has it on the outside here. Whereas the nor, looks like the nor is the same as an and an or. But not is going to be a little different. So let's treat not in a special way. So let's ignore that one for now. Let's do nor. So performs a logical nor operation on the array of one or more query expression and selects the documents that fall. Let's create one. Nor. This takes an array, just as the or and do. So the first name not equal. Noreen. How does that work? Return documents. Yeah. That is what I was thinking. All right, so it's a nor, so it's going to first find all of the documents that are not equal to Noreen, but then the inverse of that. So it means that it's going to be the ones that the first name is Noreen. And then age 93. So that would return 12 and 46, right? Yeah. This one's going to be difficult. And whenever I say operator, it's really just an expression. All right. So let's go ahead and create a test down here. Test void test nor operator. So then down here, I guess we don't need the person. So this one is going to be a nor. And this is going to contain, so that we're similar here, first name is not equal to Noreen and the age is 93. I have not implemented not equal yet. And then the age is going to be 93. Okay, I do need to implement the not equal. So we'll just copy the equals and then say not equal. And the not equal one is going to be fairly simple. So compare is going to be not equal to 0. That's it. There we go. All right, that can't be there. I guess that's it. All right, this one will return 2 once it's done, but obviously we need to implement it. All right, so nor. So in the other query planner, we have the and the or. So now we need to check to see else if operator instance of nor. All right. So how is that going to work? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. Oh yeah, how am I going to do the not equal? I need to test the not equals first, because my start and end values are not going to be correct anymore. Because if you're doing not equal, Ooh, that is gonna have to look at like the whole collection, right? Yeah, because this is this scanned 1,000 documents. So yeah, how do I do that? Greater than or equal. How do I do that? Range side max. All right, so then not equal. Start value is going to be range side min. End value is going to be range side max. So unfortunately, a not equal kind of has to go across all of the elements, right? I mean, I can double check this. New query here. I don't want to do this one. So first name not equal to Noreen. So that returns 997. All right, so let's see what that does. I don't think I intended to copy it down here. Hopefully that works. And we'll have to double check the number of records. Yeah, it's probably one extra record. Yeah. Because I know that there's 3 Noreens, so I could change this to person list.size -3. We know that there are 3 Noreens. There we go. That way, if the list were to ever change, I don't have to worry about the test failing because of a hard-coded value. Of course, I'm actually hard-coding the number 3, but you know what I'm saying. I just have to make sure that I don't add any more Noreens. All right, so not equals works. So now I just need to get the NOR operator to work. So the NOR operator. What's the best way to implement that? Because we kind of have to change it into different queries. So it's like each one would have to know its counterpart. So an equals would have to look at not equals, and vice versa. Less than would have to look at greater than or equal to. Oof. Yeah, I don't like that too well. should I? I wonder if I should create an opposite selector. Because it's going to be so I guess it's an or now. Can't be an or. This would be an and of the opposites. Which is going to be very difficult, especially if, because of the fact that the NOR can take an expression, which means that we can have nested stuff down here. Selects the documents that fail the query. I don't know of a good way to make that efficient. Because this is examining 1,000 documents. It's not even bothering with any indexes on this. No index available for this query. Can a NOR ever hit an index? It doesn't have the word index in this document, so I'm wondering if a NOR can even hit an index. Yeah, so this might be weird. So this is recursively finding, but whenever it finds a NOR, that one would have to do a query of everything that's inside of it and just remove. Yeah, I don't like this. Got the wheels a moving in my head. Um, I wonder how that would work. I'm just got sidetracked in my thought process because I was looking at the different operators here. So if a complex selector has multiples, complex selector should only have a single selector on the outside, right? So what would happen if I had two ORs? So I put that line of comment on line 61 saying that there's an implicit and, but I didn't actually create an implicit and. So for example, if I had selector builder add an or equal, just ignore what these are. And then I have another or. So if I had two ors, that will basically be an or. But if I have an and in there, so I do an or, but then an and, the order will matter in that particular case. I might have to test that. So to do test this. Yeah, went down a weird rabbit hole on that thought process. All my ADHD kicking in high gear. We already know that the simple select, or the simple selector is an implicit and, but not necessarily with the union of multiple complex. So yeah, if we have a nor, basically I just need to do like result is equal to can't really do a result equals. That is returning the original. All right, so I think in the case of nor, I need to grab all of the operators for that nor. So for operator expression nor operator and operators. So we have to treat it sort of like an and in this particular case. So we're going to add all of the ones that match. Then we need to take the ID index stream filter not don't know what I want to do with that one. Where it doesn't contain the item. What? Matched. Oh. Duh. Matched. Hey, thank you, IntelliJ. I was able to figure out my stupid mistake. It's like, why is it just returning true? Alright. I think that might work. Yeah, that worked. So basically what I'm doing is grabbing all of the operators inside of the NOR, which in this particular case we have a not equals Noreen and age 93, and it's going to grab all of the ones that match this. Nope. Yeah, and it's ORing those together. Should it be ORing together? Or should be anding together? No, that's correct. Yeah, that's annoying. So then it goes through the entire ID index and filters that anything that doesn't contain the matched, and that does return. I should just double check. Let me system out that. Let me see the other result. Make sure that it has the other same matching ones, which should be Noreen Toppin and Noreen Dumberroll. Noreen Dumberroll and Noreen Toppin. Yeah. Okay, that worked. And we are having to search all 1,000 records, unfortunately. Or 1001, I think. Alright, so NOR works. I mean, I didn't do any complex. I can always add some complex stuff in here. So eventually I might have to do that. Alright, so not. Yeah, not's going to be a little bit more tricky. Because not is basically very, very similar to the comparison query operators because it has the field. It looks like it only can support one over here. So I guess it's similar to what we did before. Yeah, this is more like a comparison operator. I know that this says a So if I change this age, not, I have to do that in the braces here, not, less than, how do I do that? Less than 90. So if it's not less than 90, it should be 90 and higher, right? Do I have an index on age? Let me create an index on age. Let me explain that plan. Okay, that one did use an index. Let me ponder that for a little bit. I need to take a quick break. Whenever I come back, we're gonna try to figure out how to do this not. Like I said before, I think this fits more along the same path as the query comparison query operators. I mean, it's the same syntax. And the value of it is basically just going to be an operator, but we'll just have to see what that turns out to do. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Sorry about the delay. All right, so we need to figure out how to do the not expression. I wonder how it does that. It's able to use the index. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it's doing that. Because if we do... greater than or equal to 90... Yeah, I guess this, in this particular case, it could be based upon the value that's in it. All right. Now let's see. Where's my not? I guess in this particular case, it does make sense to have a single operator, and I think it's where's that operator expression, and that's the same. as just the, you have and in there? You do an or. I don't think you can do that. I think it would have to be, because an or would be doing it as a field. You can't do that. Yeah, I don't think you can do an or inside of that. So it has to be a logical operator. Or not a logical, a comparison query operator. Kind of wish it had documentation on what it means by operator expression. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with comparison orders or anything like that. It'll bite me at some point. But I don't know how long this project is going to live. It's more of a fun thing to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to force it to be a comparison operator of some V. It has to be a single one. See, and this is assuming multiples. Okay. So let's see. So not less than 90. Returns 106 rows. This could still work. I still have to go against the yeah, I can still do the index. I could probably just do like a reverse in here, an inverse. Might be kind of weird, but I only have to worry about logical operators, or keeps reading logical operator. I mean, comparison operator. Yeah, that's right. I removed the parameterization. Yeah, this could work. So in that particular case, I can do a result equals find result dot all. Yeah, I still need to do a test on some of those complex ones. Find ID index, indexes, and then the operator dot as selector or to selector as selector. Probably to selector. Because it's not a view on the operator. It's creating something new. There we go. Here I'm able to cast it. Kind of need to get the opposite now. Wonder how I can do that easily. Can't do that because I'm checking for instance of, or is empty too, because if it's empty that would throw an exception. All right, so now that I have that, so if the operator, I'm just going to do this the long way. Probably be easier if I do this in a programmatic way, like ask the operator for its counterpart. That might be good. So in the comparison operator, I'll just have get inverse, which all of the other subclasses would have to return its opposite. Public comparison, or inverse. All right, so now I just need to implement that in all of the subclasses. So the inverse of equals would be not equals. Maybe I can do that in the superclass. So if I have a protected comparison operator, or I pass it another comparison operator of the same type, I should be able to do this dot value equals other dot get value. Basically, this is a clone operation. Well, not necessarily clone, it's grabbing the other value. And the other field name. Alright, so then I need the constructor that matches that. Same with the not equal. Constructor that matches that. Should this be public or should this be protected? I guess it's going to be public. All right, so then inverse, I'm going to return a new equals of this. Guess I need to cast it to an O. Can't I just do... Okay, guess I didn't need the thing there. Not equals. B. This returns equals. Okay. I think that's going to work. So let's grab all of the other subclasses. What's the opposite of in? Not in? Is there a not in? Ah, there is a not in. I just haven't implemented it yet. Do these one by one. Did that work? No. It needs to be a T. Greater than or equal. All right, so the opposite of greater than equal is less than. Apparently I wasn't very consistent on my parameterization names. Oh. Oh boy. That's gonna be a problem. I need to, because of the narrowing, I'm gonna have to fix that later. Because the opposite of greater than equal is definitely less than. So if I go to less than, add a constructor. Nope. Constructor. What? Oh. I need to go here and add its constructor. Now I can add this constructor. And then the inverse of this, less than, is going to be greater than or equal of t. All right, and then the inverse. Oh, I already got the inverse here. Inverse of greater than is less than or equal. All right, what's the problem? Oh, throw. It's like, why is that a problem? All right. So I do need an inverse here. And the inverse of less than or equal is greater than. All right, did I do them all? This will probably fail with a build error if I hadn't. All right, that worked. Of course, I don't know if I actually implemented them all. Let's see. Inverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't think all of them are implemented though, because I don't have a not in. All right. I'm gonna be more explicit on the other name there, because NIN is probably not great. All right, so then the inverse of this one is going to return a new in using this. And I need that. Oh, and this needs to be a list of V. And should probably do the same thing here. All right. Okay. Then we have to figure out where we're actually using that. So it looks like we need to do the similar thing in the converted operators. So a not in. So I think this one would be an and. Right? No. It's an and of the values. Yeah, it's kind of like the inverse of this one too. I don't know if I'm really digging what I'm doing. Yeah, this needs to be the inverse. Wait. Those are all values. Alright, so expression. Not in op, get field name. Not equal to that value. Right? That seems legit. So it'd be an and of the not equals of those. I can live with that. It's not going to be very performant though. I mean, the first objective is to get it to work, and then we can work on performance later. All right. in, and the inverse of this is not in, and not in, inverse is in. All right. So the nor worked. So let's go ahead and test maybe not in. Don't need that system out. Actually, let me copy this. All right, and then over to the operator class. Let's go ahead and go to in. Let's copy that. Do not in. Do that. Of course, that's not going to return 5. We'll have to just verify. It'll be 1001 minus 3. Duplicate first name. What? All right, I am going to debug this one. First, let's come up with the number that it's supposed to be. So I'm going to grab those values over here and do first name not in. That's an array. That, right? So 995, it'll actually be 996. This will be person list size minus 3. Or wait. No. That is not right. I'm not sure how many times those exist. 3 is just for Noreen. So I'm assuming 2 more for the others. So I think these guys only exist once. So if I change this to in instead of not in, it's returning 5, yeah. So here, excuse me. Here I'm doing 5. Marines, one of each of the other. I'm not sure why that's giving a problem here. Doesn't seem right. Let's go into a query planner here. Go into that one. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Run that. All right, so our selector is a complex selector, and that is because it has an and that is because we have an and not equals. Yeah, so it's coming in here and it's doing the intersection of those three ands. So not equal to Noreen. This is a nor, or not in. Wait, what? Not in. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That is definitely not optimized, but it's going to do 3 queries for not equals, and that has to run through all 1,000 elements. Don't understand that though. That does a simple. And that is going to do that. So then it does a search all. And then filter. Yeah, something's bizarre with us. Let me put a breakpoint there. Sorry about that. Looks like FedEx is here. So we have the selector. It has 3 of those. Field name is first name. So we grab the paths, we stream them, and we're mapping them. Yeah, that's not making any sense. Because it's going to be calling filter on every single record. Doreen and Doreen. Because that should be the path. Oh. Wait, what? Why is it trying to call the test method? What is my intercept test method? Ooh, that is a long stack trace. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it's there. Legal state exception. Yeah, it makes no sense. Unless I coded something wrong. Let me system out the paths. Maybe I'm grabbing the wrong value or something. Nope. Oh, first name, first name, first name. Probably need to make that distinct, right? Yeah. There we go. That worked. Because if the if you're doing like an AND operator or something like that, it's probably going to have the same field name multiple times. So I need to make sure that I have distinct paths so that I'm only grabbing the record from it once. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There we go. All right, cool. So let me come back over here, restart this test, and that should work now. Yay! So that is able to take care of the not in operator. What other operators haven't we done? I think that's it. Because we did equal, greater than equal, in, less than or equal, not in. And then we've done and, not, nor, and or. So yeah, I think that's all of the operators. So that works for me. They seem to all work. Most likely all of the negation ones are going to be terrible performance because of the fact that we're having to look at the entire collection. I am not entirely sure how to do that otherwise, because if you're looking for something that's not equal, I mean, you can, depending on the index, if the index is on that field that you're looking at, then you can search from the beginning of the collection to, not including, the one that's equal to, and then the opposite, anything that's greater than, all the way to the maximum of the collection. So I need to remove that. Those are just for tests and stuff. All right. So that works. I don't know if I should even bother with more complex examples. They do work. So I'm just going to commit as is. Here we go. So that finishes the operators. Now we need to test this in the client side. Real fun, right? So I'm going to close everything out and go to the main entry point. And here I kind of want to pull in the same CSV, just so that I have a uniform list. So yeah, I might do that. Right, I'm probably going to clean out all of this stuff. I know, I already have most of it commented out. I'm gonna comment the comments. All right, because here I want to be able to post new documents, but I need to be able to load the documents. Person CSV. Yes, I'm going to be copying the CSV file, unfortunately. Data. Because they are in different projects. All right, so here's my client data. I know it's identical. I didn't want to bother having it a shared file because that would be silly, since it is just test data. And then I would be able to modify it as I need. Right, what I'm going to do first is probably clean install all of this. Clean. I'm not sure why I like to eat crunchy foods while I'm streaming. I don't think I have any soft snacks. Yeah, because I keep muting. I keep hitting the mute button. That way you can't hear it. All right. So that worked. I should be able to start up the other server now. Let's go ahead and start up Tomcat, and then I'll start up the Gwt server, code server. Yeah, because of the fact that I did a clean on the annotation processor project, I'm having to make sure that I re-import Maven modules. I'm not sure why that's still having an issue though. Install. Let's just do an explicit install on the processor. Re-import. See if that worked. That seems to be working this time. Yeah, getting to the Gwt compilation now. So what I'm going to do once it deploys, I just want to see, make sure that this text resource works. Then I can just parse that CSV into person objects. Oh, that is still having an issue, huh? I am not entirely sure why. right, so far so good. I think I said that before. Okay, that time it built. It's weird. Whenever you modify annotation processors, it seems to really mess up Maven whenever you're trying to use said annotation processor in the same project. All right, at least the server's starting this time. And over here on the main config, I'm going to execute that. And it's doing that thing again. That's fine. I'll just run it again. Seems to always fail on the first run. Still not sure why. And what I'm going to do is clean the cache before we actually go into the app, just in case it has some old cache files and different method signatures on some of the generated code. Alright, I guess I forgot to turn on closed captioning. There we go. Ooh, it is doing that thing again, where it's lagging my computer out. It doesn't look like it's capturing my voice. Yeah, it's always... Oh, there it goes. That was weird. Alright. Yeah, that stream closed captioner seems to lag my computer pretty bad. Alright, there we go. And this is 8080. Let's go ahead and compile that guy. Takes a little bit. All right, almost there. All right. So that is doing that. Should have displayed the text instead of just the resource. There we go. Cool. So basically, it's going to be the same thing. Oh, is that not in it's not in JRE emulation. All right. This is a poor man CSV. I'm pretty sure that there's something available for this already, but I don't need to worry about it. So person list, add new person. All right, first name, last name, age. That's going to be args. No, not args. Parts 0, parts 1, and integer.parse int parts 2. There we go. Let's go ahead and print out that person list. See if it has the same values. It did not. Oh, I need to skip the first line. Just as I did before. It's easy to get a CSV parser working quickly and impossible to write. Oh yeah, I know. I'm not too worried about a lot of the escaping or anything like that because I have clean data. Okay, there we go. So that has 1001 people, just as I had before. So now I should be able to... Let's go ahead and create an index. And this is going to be an index on first name and age. And then once that's done, I'll probably just want to... Is it put or post? I cannot recall. I think put assumes that the user is already there, so it's a post. I guess I can't do that. Person list, stream, collect. Let's map these from, let's map them from a person object to a promise. So DB post, and then collect that. And that's going to be a list of promises, and then I can promise all. that needs to be an array. Doesn't it? Promise all. I always hate creating arrays from streams. That's fine. All right. So then I'm probably doing this in a really weird way, huh? That is ugly. So that returns a promise of void. I don't really like, I see a lot of underlines there. So that returns a promise of some value array. Yeah, promises are a lot easier in non-static languages because you can just return whatever the heck that you want from the then. I guess technically I don't have to worry too much about this. Of course, I have to make sure that the last thing that I do is inside of a promise. That way it gets ordered appropriately. All right, so here we have, let me put all this stuff together. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's do a simple one, like a db find search create selector builder build person. Then result. Think of this as a result. Let's console log result. Okay. All right, so let's actually put a selector here. Add first name Noreen. Let's make sure that it returns 3. And it does. It returns 3. And if I did first name not equal Noreen, that should return 996 records. Hard to tell, but yeah. $998. Oh, right, because it was 1001 minus 3. I was thinking of something else. All right, cool. So yeah, that works. Yay. So the first name is Noreen. And or age greater than 99. No. Unknown property H and deserializer? Well, that was unexpected. So this was in the find. So this is in the deserialize. So why is it having a difficult time deserializing? Huh. Well, that's not good. What is wrong with my serializer deserializer? You just run it again. And that's having a problem. Yeah, let's pause on uncut exceptions. Right. JSON deserializer. Is this the one that I wrote? No, it's not. Property name, oh, $H. Wait, what? Shouldn't have $H in there. Unless I didn't serialize something appropriately. I'm wondering if I serialized something wrong or not at all. So let's take a look at our tree. So maybe the ID index, tree, root. So there are the keys. tags for this. That's cool. Children, let's just go all the way down until we can find a leaf node. These are all internal nodes. Still internal nodes. Probably need to change my degree. Ah, here's a leaf node. All right, so a leaf node, it's going to have values. Huh, that was serialized. That's kind of bizarre. Yeah, that's already serialized in the tree. Guess I need to look at the indexes too, right? So that was the ID index. I should have another index. And then here, let's take a look at its tree and search down until we can find the first leaf node. Make sure it's serialized to a JavaScript object in here too. Here's some leaf nodes. And let's grab the values. That is not serialized. Is it? Yeah, it is. I was looking at the wrong thing. That was the array. This is the first item in the array, which is a JavaScript object. This would look completely different if it was a GWT object. Just realized that my camera was off still. All right. Am I deserializing it twice? I wonder if I'm trying to deserialize twice. What is the stack trace again? So we're in here. And it calls deserialize. This might be the first time that I'm deserializing, so I might be able to pause at that breakpoint. So there's the object. It's trying to, oh, there is an H. Where's that coming from? And why is it 2? What? All right, I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit more. All right, so this is not a good place to look. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the ID index again. Tree. Oh, cool. It's already expanded. See, and this one doesn't have an H. What about this one? This one also does not have an H. Where's that property coming from? Let me look at another value. I have no idea. When all else fails, let's go ahead and clear the cache and recompile it. I'm wondering if there's something screwy with that. Seems to be, I don't know why that's coming up with that though. Let's open up the query planner. So let's go ahead and close others, then query planner. Let's put some breakpoints in here. Of course, now we have to wait for it to fully compile. Yeah, because coming out of the query planner, it should still be JavaScript objects. No. Yeah, I think this is why. If I go to the index search, no? No, the serialization is solely in the JavaScript strategy. So yeah, whenever I do a search, this is where it does the serialization, and that's after it does the find on the other query planner. So I probably need to debug this point right here. But let's go ahead and take a look anyways. So this is a complex selector. It's an OR that contains an array of 2 items, and it's both equals, Noreen and greater than some integer, 99, of age. Okay. And then does another find. This time it's a simple selector, and the selector should have a single thing in here for first name Noreen. Which I can definitely improve on some of this stuff, because right now I'm doing an OR through combining two different queries, a union between them. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove those breakpoints for now. What I want to do is probably put a breakpoint in the serializer, because I'm not entirely sure why. That was weird, right? All right, so I should be able to put a breakpoint there now. I don't like trying to put breakpoints on streams. It makes it very difficult. So right there. Yeah, where's that H coming from? Why is there an H here? Well, what if I were to come down here and do a db get, what was that, 101? Oh wait, I hate that I can't have a then without returning something. Yeah, that one has a what did I do? Because wasn't like this before. Where's the other find? Yeah, maybe it's not there. Yeah, here. It was able to deserialize this one. I mean, that's not the same user that I was looking for, but this will work. 101. I swore that the other one was. I wonder if it has something to do with the indexes? Are the indexes mangling the data? All right, let's look for the get. Here it is. Here we are doing that. And we're doing the deserialization there. Let's just make sure that we don't have any weird properties in the serialized data. So here's the other value. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, I have no idea why. Something is getting in here with a weird property. Well, let's do a simple selector first. I know that we did this before, but I just want to quadruple check this. So there might be something wrong with the yeah, there might be something wrong with the or. Why would the or be modifying the JavaScript object? I wonder if it's because I'm calling equals on it. No, I'm not calling equals on it. So here's the or. It's just calling add all from each one of those. So then if I were to look at the result this time, oh, that's a nor. Ignore that for a second. Let's go ahead and come in here. That one's not going to trigger, but as soon as I remove that comment and do the or expression again, I should be able to see the other result. And these will be a JavaScript object still. That is not helpful. Where is that breakpoint at? That's weird. Why was it paused there? I think something's just not lining up with the source maps. There we go. Should be able to remove that breakpoint. So this one seems to work. All right, let's take a look at the result. It is a map. String map. Has no values. Well, what's the selector for this? This is an or. First name, last, or age. Unless I'm looking at the wrong spot, because I usually do. Here we go. So this has 13 objects, is that right? So let's go ahead and do that one again. So or. That's going to return or have an array. And then here I want first name Noreen. And the second one, age greater than, oops, that needs to be here. Greater than, and what value did I put? 99. So that returns 13. So that is correct. That's returning 13 objects. Was this working? Yeah, there's that H. Why is it getting an H property on here? Seriously, why is it getting an H property on here? I wonder if it's because we are adding it as the keys to a set, which in turn might call some Java class or Java methods on it, like equals or something, and it's probably adding like a hash code because this is a hash map, so it's probably creating a hash code for it. Yeah, this is 3. So most likely that's a hash code. So apparently the serializer, deserializer is adding extra junk. Well, okay. We were able to get majority of this to work. It is 3 hours into the stream. I was hoping to be able to finalize all of this today, but I am actually running out of time since my kids will be coming home from school soon. I think the thing that I'm gonna have to do is modify this stuff. Because this isn't going to be, I mean, it's GWT safe. It's just not Java object safe because of the instances that we're getting back from the indexes. We probably shouldn't be loading them into a set. I mean, if we did a if we did a list, array list. I know I'm changing it to a list now. We'll have to re-execute the unit tests. I know, that's kind of weird. Let's get it to work first. So this was query planner test. Oh wait, I should have had that pin still. Let's see if that works. If so, that should work on the Java side. I don't think we'd be adding any kind of hash code. Oh, that slows it down considerably too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. But let me go ahead and come back over here. Or maybe it's just my machine. My webcam seems to be keeping up. All right, so let's look at the result this time. Yeah, now it doesn't have the H in it. Well, it must have. Oh, I wonder if it's because of the distinct here. It's probably adding the H property as part of this. Well, all right, so assuming that I can get this to work in the next couple of hours, I think next time I stream, I'm going to be switching gears. Going to start a new project. I am going to start some modularization using Gwt, creating basically a plug and play type programming environment so that you can build large scale applications with modules in isolation. So that'll be pretty fun. That'll actually allow us to create things like a customer relationship manager, CRM, or support portal, or anything else that we're wanting to do. So we'll come back next time. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or next week, but I really appreciate everybody that came out today for the stream. Wasn't a lot of conversation. Everybody was a little bit quiet. Maybe it was because today's the first of the month. I don't know, but hopefully I get a little bit more participation next time I stream. So have a good weekend.